Mauryan Empire, a new era begins. Chandragupta Maurya, now seated on the throne, entrusts the governance to the mastermind behind the throne, the Prime Minister of the Mauryan Empire, Chanakya. A brilliant strategist, his wise guidance transformed the empire, shaping it with justice and efficiency.
Emperor Chandragupta, the weight of the empire now rests on your shoulders. Our journey has brought us to this important moment. To ensure the prosperity of our people, we must build a strong and fair system of government.
Guruji, your wisdom has been my guiding light. I am ready to lead, but I rely on your counsel to navigate the complexities of governance.
Excellent, my pupil. We shall establish a competent cabinet. Together, we will sculpt an administration that echoes justice and efficiency. I have chosen each minister. They are all present here. Now, we shall allow different duties to them before this court. To each minister, I entrust a specific ministry, ensuring that every area of the empire is meticulously managed. This way, the empire will be well managed and every part of it will grow and thrive. I will call out the names. Please come forward and inform your duties to the court. Yukta,
Guruji, I will be the head Yukta, the revenue officer, and my team of Yuktas will be responsible for revenue collection and land administration to help the empire earn and grow.
Rajuka,
Guruji, I will be the head Rajuka, the superintendent of revenue, and my team of Rajukas will be the officials responsible for seeing revenue collection in specific regions of the empire. Make sure everything is fair and organized.
Dharma Mahamatra,
Guruji, I will be the head Dharma Mahamatra, the Chief Justice, and my team of Dharma Mahamatras will be responsible for upholding justice and ensuring the rule of law.
Senapati,
Guruji, I will be the head Senapati. The Commander-in-Chief, the head of military, and my team of Senapatis will play a crucial role to protect the empire and be ready to defend it from any danger.
Adhyaksh,
Guruji, I will be the head Adhyaksha, the chief of police, and my team of Adhyakshas will be in charge of maintaining law and order and managing the police force.
Maharatha,
Guruji, I will be the head Maharatha, the superintendent of chariots, and my team of Maharathas will supervise the royal chariots and the cavalry. My team will be in charge of transporting soldiers during war.
Annapala and Kunyadyaksha.
Guruji, I will be the head Annapala and Kunyadyaksha, the head agronomist and forest officer, and my team of officers will be responsible for agricultural planning and forestry management, ensuring the sustainable use of natural resources.
Pradeshika,
Guruji, I will be the head Pradeshika, the administrator of the whole state, and my team of Pradeshikas will be responsible for looking after the overall administration of the kingdom.
Pradesh Adhyaksh,
Guruji, I will be the head Pradesh Adhyaksh, the head regional administrator, and I will have other regional head officers, and they will have their team of regional officers responsible for administering specific provinces or territories within the empire. My team and I will take care of different provinces across the empire, making sure everything runs smoothly in all areas.
Sannidhata,
Guruji, I will be the head Sannidhata, the chief treasury officer, and my team of Sannidhatas will be responsible for the treasury and management of financial resources.
Purohita,
Guruji, I will be the head Purohita, the chief priest. I will be responsible for performing religious ceremonies and rituals on behalf of the emperor. I will have my team of priests and guide people spiritually.
Amatya,
Guruji,
I will be the head Amatya, the minister and advisor, and my team of Amatyas will be the advisor to the emperor and hold various administrative positions within the empire. We shall assist in policy making and governance.
Dharma Adhyaksha.
Guruji, I will be the head Dharmadhyaksh, the head religious officer, and my team of religious officers will be responsible for promoting religious tolerance and harmony among the diverse religious communities in the empire.
These shall be the main ministries. Other small ministries will be informed by my assistant to the respective officers, such as Shulka Adhyaksha, officer in charge of royal income, Karmantika, head of industries and factories, Durgapala, head of royal forts, Akar Adhyaksha, head mining officer, and many more. And now, for the welfare of our citizens, we shall provide all possible facilities: education, healthcare, and infrastructure, pillars that uphold the prosperity of a nation. In the realm of security, innovation is a key. I propose an extraordinary step: the inclusion of female bodyguards alongside their male counterparts. Chandragupta, you shall be the first king to believe in equality and progress.
Guruji, your vision extends beyond the ordinary. With your guidance, we shall build an empire that stands as a testament to justice, equality, and progress.
As the imperial court pulsates with purpose, Chanakya's strategic brilliance becomes the cornerstone of the Mauryan Empire. The foundation laid in these moments will echo through the corridors of history, shaping the destiny of a united India.
In the halls of the Mauryan royal court, a momentous occasion begins. The legacy of Chanakya extends beyond governance, reaching into the realm of literature. The distinguished scholars are assembled, poised to unveil the treasures of Chanakya's literary work.
Long live the Queen! Emperor Chandragupta, the time has come to reveal the literary jewels that shall forever shape the ethical and political fabric of our empire. I present to you and the world 2 books, Arthashastra and Niti Shastra.
Guruji, your words hold the weight of empires. I am eager to witness the unfolding of these literary treasures.
In Arthashastra, Chanakya explains the art of statecraft. He navigates the intricate web of governance, offering insights into economic administration, military strategy, and international relations.
The treatise, Your Highness, it also outlines the responsibilities of a ruler, providing a roadmap for the protection and expansion of territories. Chanakya has brilliantly explained features which will help in guiding future leaders.
Emperor Chandragupta, the Arthashastra is a comprehensive guide, a literary treasure that showcases the shades of running an empire. It is a testament to the strategic acumen of our respected Guru.
In this treatise, Chanakya strategically addresses the dual role of administration and foreign policy. The Arthashastra is a beacon for leaders illuminating the path to effective governance.
As we go through the great Arthashastra, we find a reservoir of knowledge encompassing the multifaceted aspects of statecraft, a legacy which will be carried forward for time immemorial.
I am pleased to know about the contents of Arthashastra.
Your Excellency, Niti Shastra or Chanakya Niti is a collection of aphorisms offering timeless guidance on leading a principled life. It will help not only those in power but has details in how to conduct oneself.
Chanakya Niti, a moral compass, provides 455 sutras covering principles for an ideal life. Around 216 of the sutras illuminate the path for running a kingdom with virtue and wisdom.
Emperor Chandragupta, within the verses of Chanakya Niti, we find gems of wisdom for individuals of all walks. It is a reservoir of practical advice on decision making and righteous living.
Niti Shastra is a literary masterpiece offering pearls of wisdom for rulers, ministers, and citizens alike. Chanakya's vision extends beyond governance, touching the very essence of human existence.
As we know more about the sutras of Chanakya Niti, we explore a treasure trove of guidance. Each aphorism is the lantern illuminating the path to virtuous and prosperous living.
Emperor Chandragupta, these texts, Arthashastra and Niti Shastra, are not just manuscripts, they are profound guides that will enrich the world with wisdom. Their teachings will echo through time, shaping the destinies of leaders and common people.
Guruji, your contributions to literature are a blessing to the Mauryan Empire. To have Arthashastra and Niti Shastra as beacons of knowledge is an honor. With this text as our guide, the Mauryan Empire shall stride confidently towards growth and progress.
Guruji, your wisdom transcends generations. These scriptures, Arthashastra and Niti Shastra, are not just books. They are the essence of enlightened governance. Our empire is fortunate to be guided by such profound teachings.
Maharani Mura ki jai!
Long live Emperor Chandragupta! Samrat Chandragupta Maurya ki jai!
In the echoes of the royal code, the literary legacy of Chanakya finds its resonance. Arthashastra and Niti Shastra stand as beacons, guiding the Mauryan Empire and inspiring generations to come. The wisdom present in these texts offer not only governance principle, but also a roadmap for virtuous living.
The scene begins in a village where a diverse group of villagers, including a merchant, forester, farmer, and soldier, gather to discuss the positive changes brought about by Chandragupta's reforms.
Friends, have you noticed the streamlined trade routes and standardized measures? Thanks to Chandragupta's reforms, my transactions have become smoother.
Absolutely, Bhura. The forest laws are now just and sensible. We harvest responsibly, and the woodworkers follow regulations. It's a win-win for everyone.
And the irrigation projects. With proper water management, our crops have flourished, and there is less uncertainty during dry seasons.
The military is well organized, training is rigorous, weapons are standardized, and our needs are addressed promptly. Chandragupta's vision has strengthened our defense.
Chandragupta's administration ensures fair governance in villages like ours. Land ownership is clear and disputes are resolved promptly. It feels secure.
True, Salva. The city administration oversees trade and industry efficiently. Markets thrive, and we as commoners feel the positive impact in our daily lives.
Roads are well maintained, and there's a sense of order. Foreigners visit, bringing new ideas and products. It's like our village is now connected to the wider world.
And let's not forget the standardized weights and measures. No more being shortchanged. Our transactions are fair, and all thanks to Chandragupta's reforms.
Beyond economic changes, Chandragupta has made positive social reforms too. The caste system is more harmonious, and religious tolerance has flourished. In the days of old, rigid caste divisions created rift in our society. Chandragupta, under the guidance of the wise Chanakya, recognized the need for change. Now, we witness a more harmonious existence, where philosophers, farmers, soldiers, herdsmen, artisans, judges, and councillors coexist. Monks, priests, and teachers who belong to the philosopher caste, once confined to their roles, can now transcend boundaries, fostering a more integrated society.
Our lives have improved to a great extent.
There is so much of happiness around.
With happiness, it reminds me of the Shivratri celebration in the Shiv Mandir tonight in our village. Let's go there and have a good time.
Yes, why not? Let us all go there.
Sure,
Let's meet tonight at Shiv Mandir.
Once weighed down by outdated practices, the villagers now prosper under Chandragupta's wise reforms. Guided by Chanakya, his policies strengthened the economy, promoted social justice, and fostered inclusion. His reign marked a golden age for Jainism and Buddhism, alongside significant social reforms. This transformation highlights how fair and progressive governance brings prosperity, harmony, and equity to society.
Om Namah Shivaya. As the chants of Shiv Shiv Shankar echo in the air, all the villagers gather together at the Shiv Mandir to celebrate the divine festival of Shivratri. Let us witness this energetic performance by our class 7 students.
शिव शंकर हर हर शंकर जय जय शंकर दिगिरारा प्रियतांडव शंकर प्रकट शुभंकर प्रणय भयंकर दिगिरारा शिव शिव शंकर हर हर शंकर जय जय शंकर दिगिरारा प्रियतांडव शंकर प्रकट शुभंकर प्रणय भयंकर दिगिरारा ओम परमेश्वरा परा ओम निखिलेश्वरा हरा ओम जीवेश्वरेश्वरा कररारा ओम मंत्रेश्वरा स्वरा ओम यंत्रेश्वरा स्थिरा शिव शंकर हर हर शंकर जय जय शंकर दिगिरारा प्रियतांडव शंकर प्रकट शुभंकर प्रणय भयंकर दिगिरारा ఆకాశలింగమై ఆవహించరా ఢమ ఢమ ఢమమని డమరుక ధ్వని సలిపి జడదని బదిలించరా శ్రీవాయులింగమై సంచరించరా అణువణువున తన తనువున నిలిచి చలనమే కలిగించరా భస్మం చేసే అసురునే అగ్నిలింగమై ప్రవికారా వరదై ముంచై జలలింగమై ఘోరా వరమై వసమై ప్రబలమౌ భూలింగమై బలమిడరా జగమే నడిపే పంచభూతలింగేశ్వర కరుణించరా శివ శివ శంకర హర హర శంకర జయ జయ శంకర దిగిరారా ప్రియతాండవ శంకర ప్రకట శుభంకర ప్రళయ భయంకర దిగిరారా
An enchanting portrayal of faith and celebration. Well done! A huge round of applause for our students.
Emperor Chandragupta and Durdara's weddings takes place and so in the grand palace of the Mauryan Empire. A joyous occasion begins. The celebration of the royal union of Chandragupta and Durdara. The place is alive with the vibrancy of the celebration.
In the union of two souls, the destiny of an empire is shaped. May this marriage bring prosperity and strength to the Mauryan dynasty.
Today marks the beginning of a new chapter with Durdhara by my side. Together, we shall lead this empire to greater heights.
I'm honored to be a part of this great empire.
As a mother, seeing my son ascend to the throne and unite with the worthy queen fills my heart with joy. The Mauryan legacy continues.
Long live the emperor and the queen Durdhara. May their reign be blessed with happiness and prosperity.
May the divine forces shower their blessings upon this union. May it be a symbol of strength and unity.
Let the celebration begin.
The Mauryan palace stands adorned as Emperor Chandragupta and Queen Durdara are joined in a sacred royal union. To honor this auspicious moment, a class 9 students present a dance that captured the splendor of this royal wedding. Applause for this mesmerizing performance.
Few years after Durdara's death,
few years have passed since the joyous union air waves a tragic tale in the heart of the palace. A mishap unfolds, casting a pall of sorrow over the once celebrated occasion. The scene opens in the royal kitchen of the palace, where a group of cooks are cooking and guards of the palace come running to inform the news of Durdara's death.
Unfortunate news. Queen Durdara in her chambers has passed away.
I am shocked to know this. What exactly happened?
She ate poisonous food.
Oh my god, it all started 5 years ago. Chanakya instructed us to mix a small dose of poison in Emperor Chandragupta's food daily, a step to build immunity. It was a way to make him immune to poisoning attempts by the enemies.
Poison? What madness is this?
We followed the orders diligently, but today the queen mistakenly had the emperor's meal. The consequences are terrible.
Queen Durdhara's condition worsened rapidly. The poison meant for Chandragupta took a toll on her.
The queen is bearing a child. We never anticipated this tragedy.
We need to inform Emperor Chandragupta immediately. Oh no, how will we inform? You know how his reaction will be, but we need to inform him immediately.
We all rushed and already informed Emperor Chandragupta. Chandragupta is extremely shocked and upset.
Emperor Chandragupta immediately called Guruji Chanakya and a team of doctors, but the poison had spread in Queen Durdhara's body. So Chanakya had to tear apart her womb and take the baby from her belly.
After giving birth to a baby boy, Queen Durdhara passed away.
The child's body is covered with many bloodstains. That is why the child is named Bindusara.
It is an extremely sad incident.
We are heartbroken on hearing about this incident. Destiny cannot be changed.
We have to accept it with a heavy heart. What will be the atmosphere of mourning in the whole kingdom?
Amid fate, threads of joy and sorrow are intricately woven. The once celebrated royal union now bears the weight of tragedy. A chapter closes, leaving behind a grieving emperor and a kingdom in shock. Even in the moments of joy, the shadows of unforeseen events may linger. Life journey is unpredictable, teaching us the importance of resilience and adaptability in the face of the unexpected challenges.
In the Mauryan Empire, where echoes of tragedy linger, Chandragupta Maurya, burdened by grief and the weight of his wife Durdhara's untimely death, announces a decision that will alter the course of history. The ministers gather in the court, where Chandragupta expresses his decision.
My dear ministers, advisors, and loyal subjects, today I stand before you with a decision that weighs on my soul. The grief that engulfs me after the loss of my beloved Durdhara is insurmountable. I have decided to renounce the throne and hand over the reign to my son Bindusara.
Chandragupta, my pupil, your pain is understandable, but the kingdom relies on your leadership. Your decision will impact the fate of the Mauryan Empire.
Your Majesty, the people need you. Your wisdom and strength have guided us through triumphs and challenges. Renouncing the throne will leave a void no one else can fill.
I appreciate your concern, but my decision is final. I must seek solace in the solitude of Shavana Belagola.
But the empire thrives under your rule. Your absence will destabilize the very foundation you built. The empire flourishes in your presence, but your absence could cause the pillars you built to tremble.
Chandragupta, grief clouds your judgment. The people look to you for guidance. Do not let the personal sorrow overshadow your duty to the kingdom.
Think of the progress we have made under your rule. The Mauryan Empire stands as a testament to your vision and leadership.
I do not take this decision lightly, but my heart calls me to a different path. Bindusara is prepared to ascend, and I have faith in his abilities.
Your Majesty, the transition may not be as smooth as you anticipate. Your experience is invaluable to the empire.
Chandragupta, true strength lies in facing adversity while emerging stronger. Your renunciation will not erase the pain, but create a void that can be exploited.
He speaks wisely, Emperor. Your duty to the empire is greater than your personal sorrow.
I appreciate your kind and valuable guidance, but my mind is set. I entrust the future of the Mauryan Empire to Bindusara.
How can we forget that you defeated the last Nanda ruler, Dhanananda, with the help of Chanakya and established the Mauryan Empire, glorified the Mauryan Empire and also ancient India. You were able to control the entire North India, including the Gangetic Valley, thus achieving political unity. But now, may the gods guide your decision, Emperor.
Yes, how can we forget? Your empire is the first great empire in Indian history. Under your rule, the Mauryan Empire stretched from the Hindu Kush in the northwest to Bengal in the east, from the Himalayas in the north to the Narmada in the south. But we stand by your side, whether you rule or not.
You have been ruling efficiently for almost 24 years for the betterment and progress of the people of the kingdom. But now, we respect your decision. Our loyalty remains unwavering, our beloved Emperor.
The court will honor your decision, my Emperor.
May your journey bring you peace, Emperor Chandragupta.
An empire is not just built on systems and laws, it flourishes in the trust and stability that your presence brings. Even the stablest kingdoms have shaken in the absence of its strong rulers.
As Chandragupta Maurya renounces the throne, the court is left in stunned silence at this historic turning point. He journeys south to Shravanabelagola, where he embraces the Jain practice of Santhara, meditating without food or water until his death. This powerful moment reflects the weight of leadership, showing that duty often demands profound sacrifice and that personal choices can shape the fate of an entire empire.
Bindusara takes over the reign and rules efficiently under the guidance of Chanakya, as Chanakya continues to remain the advisor and prime minister of the Mauryan Empire. This scene opens in the royal court of Bindusara, where Chanakya, Damachus, the Greek ambassador, and several loyal courtiers are present. Amidst the splendor of Patliputra, the capital of the mighty Mauryan Empire, we witness a momentous occasion, the grand celebration of Emperor Bindusara's stupendous achievement. The empire has expanded and Bindusara stands at the helm of a new era.
Long live King Bindusara! Samrat Bindusara ki jai!
King Bindusara, your reign has marked the beginning of a new era in the Mauryan Empire.
It has all happened due to your advice and guidance at every step, Guruji. I am extremely grateful to you.
But you have performed all your duties and proved to be a good ruler.
I am glad to hear that from you. Along with you, other advisors, courtiers, and officials played pivotal roles in supporting me and ensuring a smooth transition of power.
As you stepped into your father's shoes, the empire's continued prosperity was entrusted to the capable hands of those who had served the Mauryan Empire with unwavering loyalty.
Without your support, it would not have been possible, Guruji.
Today, we celebrate the triumph of unity brought by King Bindusara. Under his rule, our empire stands more stronger and prosperous than ever. Bindusara has brought 16 states under the Mauryan Empire and thus conquered almost all of the Indian peninsula. This is a great achievement in the Indian history, which truly calls for a celebration. Welcome to Samrat Bindusara's palace, the great Greek ambassador, Damachus.
I look on with deep respect as I see cultures coming together in harmony and the wisdom that connects our nations. Bindusara's accomplishments are felt far beyond these grand walls.
As the people revel in the glory of this conquest, it's a testament to the vision of our beloved emperor and the strategic brilliance of Chanakya. Bindusara was an able monarch who was successful in consolidating the empire established by his father. He successfully campaigned in the Deccan and ended his quest near present-day Karnataka.
This has happened because of King Bindusara's friendship shared by the Mauryans with the Cholas, Cheras, and Pandyas ruling the extreme southern territories. He has also been successful in suppressing the uprising of people in Takshashila and those of the northern mountain kingdom against our government.
King Bindusara's diplomacy has not only secured our borders but has also fostered friendships with distant lands. The Greek influence in our court is evidence of the open mindedness of our emperor.
Remember, my dear courtiers, the true strength of an empire lies not just in its military mights, but in the bonds it forms with the allies. Diplomacy is a shield that guards against unnecessary conflicts.
I'm honored to witness such a spectacle of unity and power. The Mauryan Empire has become a beacon of inspiration for nations far and wide.
With each conquered state, Bindusara has not only expanded our territory but also woven diverse cultures together. Our empire is a mosaic of traditions and knowledge.
Indeed, Guruji Chanakya's foresight and King Bindusara's leadership have created an atmosphere where different voices are not just heard but celebrated. King Bindusara has always shared good relations with the Greeks and his step-grandfather Seleucus Nicator. He also shared cordial relations with the Syrian king, who was none other than his step-uncle, and even had friendly associations with the king of Egypt. Scholars from Egypt and Syria are living in our palace as ambassadors, which is an honor for us.
As we rejoice in this grand celebration, let us not forget the toil and dedication of our soldiers and citizens. Each state brought into the empire adds not just land but a rich collection of stories and experiences.
Chanakya, your guidance has been the lighthouse, steering the ship of Mauryan Empire through turbulent waters. Our diversity is our strength, and Bindusara has truly embraced it.
The true test of leadership is not just in conquering, but in governing with wisdom. Bindusara has proven himself as a ruler who not only conquers, but also governs with kindness and compassion.
The Mauryan Empire under Bindusara's reign is not just an empire, it's a melting pot of ideas, philosophies, and cultures, a true testament to the power of collaboration.
Bringing 16 states under the Mauryan Empire is a stupendous achievement of Emperor Bindusara. The achievement has created history.
It's a proud moment for all of us, and this truly calls for a celebration.
Let the celebration begin.
Emperor Bindusara, we have invited a troupe of dancers, especially from Maharashtra, to present a lovely folk dance in devotion to Lord Vithal.
As the festivities echo through the halls of Patliputra, we see that true leadership not only in conquest but in the ability to build bridges. Bindusara's reign of 25 to 28 years under the guidance of Chanakya marks an era where wisdom and diplomacy are as mighty as the sword.
When devotion finds rhythm and faith takes form, dance is born. Rooted in the timeless bhakti tradition, the next performance is a soulful offering to Lord Vitthalla, with every step echoing surrender, joy, and divine love. This dance celebrates the spirit of Mauli, the eternal guide who leads us on the path of devotion. Let us witness devotion in motion as our class 11 students take the stage to present the mesmerizing dance performance Mauli Mauli.
तुला साथ आली तुझ्या लेकरांची अलंकापुरी आज भारावरी वसावारीचा घेतला पावलांनी आव्हा वाळवंटी तुझी सावली गळा भेट घेण्या भीमेची निघाली तुझ्या राम घोषात इंद्रायणी
a truly divine and mesmerizing. Our class 11 students beautifully turned devotion into movement, making Mauli Mauli a soulful offering to Lord Vittala. A big round of applause for every our dancers.
In the grand court of King Bindusara, a shadow of rivalry emerges. Subandhu, an ordinary minister in Bindusara's court, always wished to become the prime minister, so he was jealous of Chanakya. One day, Subandhu narrated to Bindusara his birth story and how his mother died. Bindusara became angry with Chanakya when he came to know that Chanakya was the cause of his mother's death. The atmosphere in Bindusara's court becomes tense as Subandhu, fueled by envy, prepares to weave a tale that could change the course of history.
Greetings, O King. I come bearing a tale that will unravel the mysteries of your birth and the shadows that linger over this court.
Speak, Subandhu. What tale do you want to tell?
Subandhu, with cunning words, narrates a fabricated story of Bindusara's birth, emphasizing the role of Chanakya in the tragic death of his mother. He skillfully weaves a narrative to stoke the flames of Bindusara's anger.
I have one important story to share, which you are not aware of.
What is it, Subandhu?
Chanakya, whom you consider a father figure, your beloved Guruji, is the reason for your mother's death. He is a very malicious man. He shows himself like a true patriot and expresses fake dedication towards the king. But the plans in his mind are different.
I am shocked to hear this news.
Yes, my lord. He used to mix poison in your father's food every day. And one day, accidentally, your mother ate the poisonous food. At that time, she was pregnant. Chanakya tore her belly, and you were born, and your mother died.
I just cannot believe this.
He gives a reason that the poison was for your father's immunity. Do you call this person a good prime minister of the court? Is he a well-wisher of the king? I have never heard anywhere that feeding poison makes a person immune. Do you think this step is for the betterment of the kingdom?
Guards!
Yes, Your Majesty.
Call Chanakya here immediately.
I noticed Chanakya giving instruction to some peasants.
You go and call Chanakya. I will guard the royal entrance.
As you say.
Guruji Chanakya, is this true? Were you the cause of my mother's death?
My king, the circumstances were terrible, and I acted to save both your mother and you. The truth is more complex than Subandhu presents.
A heated argument ensues between Bindusara, Chanakya, Subandhu, and the courtiers. The court is divided and tension escalates.
Your Majesty, Chanakya's actions were guided by duty and love for the kingdom. He acted to ensure the survival of the royal lineage.
Enough of these justifications. We cannot ignore the consequences of Chanakya's actions.
King Bindusara, Chanakya's wisdom has been our guiding light. His intentions have always been for the welfare of the empire.
We must consider the consequences of blindly following Chanakya's counsel. There may be truths hidden from our sight.
Subandhu exploits the chaos, subtly fueling the flames of discord. His wicked intentions become evident as he manipulates the courtiers against Chanakya.
O king, perhaps it's time to reconsider the role of Chanakya in this court. His actions have not always served the best interests of the kingdom.
My lord, Subandhu's words may be fueled by personal ambition.
We must act carefully.
Chanakya's methods are unconventional, and we have paid the price for it in the past. Perhaps a re-evaluation is in order.
If my presence threatens the harmony of this court, I shall sacrifice everything for the greater good. I will live in the forest, away from the kingdom's politics.
Your Majesty, we must consider the invaluable service Chanakya has rendered to this empire. His absence will leave a void that may be impossible to fill.
While Chanakya's methods may be unconventional, his dedication to the kingdom is undeniable. We risk losing a wise counsel.
Subandhu's jealousy of Chanakya ignited conspiracies and internal conflict within Bindusara's court, creating serious administrative tension. As rival factions emerged, loyalists worked to safeguard the empire from instability. Amid this growing turmoil, Chanakya chose to withdraw, sacrificing his position to protect the greater good. This scene emphasizes the value of wise judgment, respect for experienced counsel, and the difficult sacrifices leadership often requires to ensure stability and collective welfare.
Faced with rising tensions and conflicts within Bindusara's court, Chanakya made the momentous decision to retreat to a forest hermitage. In the heart of the forest, away from the royal court, Chanakya's self-imposed exile sought solace and a deeper connection with his thoughts, wisdom, and the world around him. After a few days, Bindusara repented that he should not have behaved so angrily with Chanakya. He asked Subandhu to search him in the forest and get him back. Subandhu seized an opportunity for a darker conspiracy. A mysterious chapter in Chanakya's life was about to start.
Did you call me Emperor Bindusara?
Yes, I did. Subandhu, I realize now that I shouldn't have let Chanakya go. His wisdom is invaluable to our kingdom. I repent for my deed. I shouldn't have rudely talked to him. And moreover, when he decided to leave the palace and go to the forest, I should have stopped him. Send the guards to the forest to search him and get him back, Subandhu.
Maharaj, it is never too late. Please don't worry. I assure you, I will bring Chanakya back. His place is by your side. Guards! Find Chanakya in the forest and kill him. Don't come back until you give me the good news of his death. And remember, these talks should just remain between us.
We will do as per your orders.
The next day, guards return while Subandhu is moving to and fro in the royal court.
My lord Subandhu, we found Chanakya's dwelling in the forest.
Excellent. What news do you bring?
We did as you instructed. While he slept, we set his hut on fire.
Well done. You have served the kingdom admirably.
My lord, burning Chanakya alive seems extreme. Are we sure this was the right course of action?
His influence had to be eradicated. It was the only way to secure our future.
We were just following the orders. Let's leave before anyone suspects.
You all may leave now, and remember to keep the secret.
As you say, my lord.
Subandhu always hated Chanakya and didn't want him to return to the palace. So, after getting Chanakya killed, he informs Bindusara that he died by committing suicide.
Subandhu, have you found Chanakya? I am eager to seek his forgiveness.
Maharaj, I was about to come to you with sad news. Chanakya, unable to bear the insult in the royal court, went to the forest and took his own life.
You mean he committed suicide?
Unfortunately, yes, my lord.
I just cannot believe this. What have we done? He was our guiding light.
We can just pray, my lord. May the departed soul rest in peace.
In the royal court, where decisions shape destiny, Chanakya's departure marked the end of an era. Subandhu's defeat plunged the court into the shadows, leaving Bindusara to face the consequences of his actions. The mysterious circumstances surrounding Chanakya's demise became a chapter in history, echoing the complexities of power, loyalty, and the mystery of a sage's life. Chanakya died 275 BC, and the details regarding his death are wrapped in mystery. One legend says that he starved himself to death, while another legend says that he died during the reign of Bindusara as a result of Subandhu's conspiracy. Learn from Chanakya's resilience in the face of adversity. His departure teaches us the consequences of hasty decisions and the importance of wisdom in governance. The shadows of deceit can cloud even the brightest minds, emphasizing the need for judgment in leadership.
We thank Mr. Bhadresh Pandya, Mr. Uday from JMD News, and Mr. Jeetu from Ma News Channel, our media partners, for covering the event, and Mr. Taj for capturing the precious moments through his skilled photography.
In the pages of history, the legacy of Chanakya, the brilliant strategist and political philosopher, continues to illuminate the path of wisdom. As we talk about the timeless wisdom of Chanakya, we find ourselves in a modern classroom where students are about to start a discussion about Chanakya's timeless wisdom and philosophies. वार्षिक उत्सव में चाणक्य पर आधारित कार्यक्रम के अगले दिन विद्यार्थी अपनी शिक्षिका के साथ कक्षा में मौजूद हैं। वे सभी लोग उस प्रेरणादायक कार्यक्रम के बाद अत्यंत उत्साहित हैं।
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the annual day program on Chanakya.
Yes, we enjoyed a lot.
What are your thoughts? तो बताइए आपके क्या विचार हैं?
Ma'am, Chanakya's wisdom is incredible. I never knew ancient ideas could be so relevant today.
Absolutely. His philosophy on governance and strategy is like a guide for life.
और क्या आपने देखा कि उन्होंने चंद्रगुप्त जैसे साधारण बालक को राजा बनाया और मौर्य साम्राज्य की स्थापना की? यह तो अविश्वसनीय है। उनकी रणनीतियों और मार्गदर्शन से चंद्रगुप्त ने अखंड भारत के अपने स्वप्न को साकार किया।
सच्चा नेतृत्व इस बात पर निर्भर नहीं करता कि आप कहां से आए हैं, बल्कि इस पर निर्भर करता है कि आप अपने लोगों को कहां तक ले जाते हो। चाणक्य चंद्रगुप्त के सलाहकार और प्रधानमंत्री थे। उनके मार्गदर्शन से चंद्रगुप्त ने शक्तिशाली राजाओं को पराजित किया और मौर्य साम्राज्य को विश्व के सबसे शक्तिशाली साम्राज्यों में से एक बनाया।
चाणक्य अत्यंत विद्वान व्यक्ति थे। उन्होंने अर्थशास्त्र की रचना की, जिसमें सैन्य रणनीति, आर्थिक नीति, सामाजिक कल्याण जैसे अनेक महत्वपूर्ण विषयों का वर्णन है।
नीति शास्त्र, जो अच्छे जीवन के सूत्रों का संग्रह है, जिसे चाणक्य नीति भी कहा जाता है। मुझे उनका यह प्रसिद्ध कथन बहुत अच्छा लगा। किसी व्यक्ति के वर्तमान को देखकर उसके भविष्य का अनुमान मत लगाओ, क्योंकि समय में इतनी शक्ति होती है कि कोयले को भी हीरा बना दे।
चाणक्य ने यह भी कहा है, हमारा शरीर एक दिन नष्ट हो जाएगा, धन स्थायी नहीं है और मृत्यु सदा समीप है, इसलिए हमें सत्कर्मों में लगे रहना चाहिए।
मुझे चाणक्य का यह कथन भी याद है, दूसरों की गलतियों से सीखो। अगर अपने ही ऊपर प्रयोग करके सीखने का प्रयास करोगे तो आयु कम पड़ जाएगी।
मैम, what important lesson can we learn from Chanakya as students?
चाणक्य emphasized the importance of learning. भौतिक वस्तुएं नष्ट हो सकती है, लेकिन ज्ञान कभी व्यर्थ नहीं जाता। It is truly the gift that keeps on giving. It is never too early to start learning, nor is it ever too late.
That's wonderful. This applies to people from all fields and professions, not only students, isn't it, ma'am?
Yes, you are right. According to Chanakya, learning should be a lifelong pursuit. He believed that knowledge is the key to power and success.
उनका मानना था कि ज्ञान ही शक्ति और सफलता की कुंजी है। वे निरंतर सीखने, विभिन्न स्रोतों से ज्ञान अर्जित करने और अपने क्षेत्र की नवीनतम जानकारी से जुड़े रहने के पक्ष में थे।
Ma'am, what were Chanakya's views on good administration and governance of the country?
चाणक्य के अनुसार अच्छे शासन के लिए सुचारू और मार्गदर्शित प्रशासन आवश्यक है। शासक को अपने निजी पसंद नापसंद को त्याग कर प्रजा के हित में कार्य करना चाहिए और शासन चलाने वाले अधिकारी उत्तरदायी और संवेदनशील होने चाहिए।
चाणक्य के अनुसार महान व्यक्ति कौन होता है?
संतुलित मन से बढ़कर कोई तप नहीं, संतोष से बढ़कर कोई सुख नहीं, लालच से बढ़कर कोई रोग नहीं और दया से बढ़कर कोई गुण नहीं। मनुष्य जन्म से नहीं, अपने कर्मों से महान बनता है।
What a wonderful thought! और मैम, चाणक्य ने माता पिता के लिए क्या सलाह दी?
चाणक्य कहते हैं, पहले 5 वर्ष बच्चे को अत्यंत स्नेह दे, अगले 5 वर्ष उसे अनुशासन सिखाए और 16 वर्ष की आयु के बाद उसे मित्र की तरह रखे। आपके बड़े हुए बच्चे ही आपके सबसे अच्छे मित्र होते हैं।
What a valuable lesson!
मुझे खुशी है कि आप सभी चाणक्य की शिक्षाओं से प्रेरित हुए।
हाँ मैम, हमने सीखा कि हमारी पहचान हमारे कर्मों से होती है, ना कि हमारी पृष्ठभूमि से। यानी सफलता इस बात पर निर्भर करती है कि हम क्या करते हैं, ना कि हम कौन हैं।
चाणक्य का मानना था कि आपसी सम्मान से माता पिता और बड़े बच्चों के बीच स्वस्थ संबंध बनते हैं। यह एक दूसरे को समझने और सहयोग करने के लिए प्रेरित करते हैं,
यानी एक साझेदारी की तरह।
यह देखकर बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है कि चाणक्य के सिद्धांत आपके जीवन में सकारात्मक बदलाव ला रहे हैं। याद रखिए, उनकी शिक्षाएं केवल सम्राटों के लिए नहीं, बल्कि हर व्यक्ति के लिए है।
आज भी राजनेता, व्यापारी, विद्यार्थी और आम लोग चाणक्य सूत्रों से जीवन में सफलता प्राप्त कर रहे हैं।
मैम, इतना सुंदर ज्ञान साझा करने के लिए धन्यवाद। कुछ लोगों को यह गलतफहमी थी कि चाणक्य प्रतिशोधी थे, जो कि सत्य नहीं है।
वे सच्चे देशभक्त थे और उन्होंने अपनी बुद्धि और चतुराई का उपयोग देश के कल्याण के लिए किया। वे एक ऐसा समाज चाहते थे जहां सभी शांति, प्रेम और एकता के साथ सुखपूर्वक जीवन जिए। We had a great discussion. It's break time, students.
As the young minds in Nitish Sharma's classroom unravel the layers of Chanakya's wisdom, the echoes of ancient teachings resonate in understanding the timeless principles of governance, strategy, and life, as articulated by Chanakya, continue to shape minds and inspire hearts even today.
Our sincere thanks to the MOC students who anchored the program with confidence, clarity, and commendable stage presence. Heartfelt thank you to the voice recording of the students for meticulous recording of the Chanakyan skit.
As we arrive at the most soulful moment of this evening, we present a heartfelt offering to the universe. Our Class 11 graceful performers bring to life Bhumi Mangalam, a sacred mantra of universal harmony. Through this divine prayer, we express gratitude to Mother Earth for the land beneath our feet, the air that gives us breath, and the water that sustains all life. This is not just a dance, but a humble invocation, seeking protection, peace, well-being, and prosperity for every soul on this planet. As the curtains draw close, let this final performance leave us united in hope, harmony, and reverence for the world we share.
सैन्यवीरव्रतवत्सलय प्रदधर्मपालकलोकनायक श्रेष्ठनायक देवदेवा वीरपुरुषा मोक्षकर्ता रक्षक असुरध्वंसकर वीर प्रतिबलयोद्धवन बल सैन्यवीरव्रतवत्सलय प्रदधर्मपालकलोकनायक श्रेष्ठनायक देवदेवा वीरपुरुषा मोक्षकर्ता रक्षक असुरध्वंसकर वीराधिवीरने शूराधिशूरने धीराधिधीरने रक्षाधिरक्षणे शौर्याधिशौर्यने देवाधिदेवाने रौद्राधिरौद्रने राजाधिराजाने जय ना या का
Today's presentation reminds us of Chanakya's wisdom that true strength lies in clarity of thought, discipline of action, and integrity of character. My dear students, carry this value beyond the stage and into your lives. And the people who are attending this today, I think we all need to take these teachings of Chanakya in our daily lives. And I should say the Chanakya Niti book is very close to me. I have gifted this to many youths, and I have seen changes in them. So my dear parents, today we saw that Arthasastra and Niti Sastra, two literatures of Chanakya, which are published, and I think we have lost interest in that because we want to know more and we run after the newness. Along with newness, I request everyone that you need to read our Bhagavad Gita, Arthasastra, and Niti Sastra too. So thank you once again, everyone. And I would like to congratulate my dear children and my whole staff for putting up this wonderful show of Chanakya. And this is bringing up my dream true of, passing on the values and our old knowledge. It is said Indian knowledge system. We should bring in the Indian knowledge system into our education. I should say, ma'am is there. And even Mr. Modi is trying to do that. NEP says that bring in Indian knowledge system, and definitely, ma'am, at VPS we are doing this since years, and now we have made it more stronger every year. So yes, IKS we have included along with SDGs and 21st century skills. Thank you once again. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. All of you sleep well, and tomorrow is holiday for the children, and definitely not for few of us because we are on duty for the examinations. So yes, all of you relax and come back on 28th to the school, children. Okay, see you. Once again, a big thank you to each one of you who has participated, and I'm especially thankful to our staff 4 and 5, that is the peons and housekeeping staff, the security, Bharat Bhai. They have taken too much of efforts, Rupesh Bhai and team, the maintenance and team. And yes, Ankita ma'am has thanked everyone, but still I would like to thank Atish Bhai, our parent, Mr. Atish Bausar. Thank you so much for giving us this beautiful ambience. And yes, last but not the least, thank you so much to the management, the trustees who has provided us with this beautiful infrastructure. Thank you so much. I think my children are tired with putting their hands up. Once again, thank you, and Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Thank you.